Hello music and jingle and sound people, how are you doing? I hope you're all alright. I'm going to walk you through how I process make my voiceovers sound good and big and strong, ready for use in podcasts or jingles or any kind of music production. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record a piece, quick piece, and then I'm going to show you how to process it and do all that magical, amazing stuff to it. This is your number one station, playing all of your favourite music. So there's the piece right there. I'm going to drag it down here. And this is the chain right here. They're all muted or disabled, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to re-enable them bit by bit. So this is the noise gate. This is Logic stock noise gate. They're all stock plugins. You can use any plugin you want. It really doesn't matter. They all have their little quirks and different ways that they work, but essentially they all do the same thing. So on this one, you've got the threshold, which is essentially how hard it attacks the sound. Then you have the reduction, which is how much it reduces the volume by. The attack, the hold and release. The attack's how quickly it attacks that sound, how long it holds it for, and how quickly it will release the gate. The open sign here is when the gate is open, of course, and then when it's closed. So playing back the audio. This is your number one station, playing all of your favourite music. Then, of course, the gate closes there. Right, the next part is the EQ. So closing this one down, bringing up the EQ, and I'll turn that on. I've reduced some of the lower end because you don't need all of the boominess in there. Reducing at 200 gets rid of the boxy sound. And then there's a little something up there I've cut out also, just cleans it up. So playing that back, you've got this. This is your number one station, playing all of your favourite music. And without it, this is your number one station, playing. So you can hear quite an obvious difference there. And then bringing in the compressor, which equals out, it flattens the vocal so it sounds equal. You've not got peaks and drops. It's all nice and flat. Loads of knobs are going across there. Ratio, threshold. I'm not going to get into how compressors work. It's long. But with it enabled, this is your number one station, playing all of your favourite music. So you can hear it's getting quite more punchy, more full. We're then going to move on to another EQ. And in this EQ, I've left everything as default, but I've given a boost at 16 kilohertz, which brings a nice top end to it. This is your number one station, without and with. This is your number one station, playing all of your favourite music. So that's brought a little bit more of a high. And after that EQ, I then add another compressor, more simple, less knobs. This is your number one station, playing all of your favourite music. You see, and then without it. This is your number one station, playing all of your favourite music. It might be hitting a little bit too hard, but I do love them to be really, really compressed. The next thing I've added is this graphic EQ, where again I'm knocking down some at 250 and 500, which cleans it up even more so. This is your number one station, playing all of your favourite music. Not a huge difference there, but it all adds to the bigger picture. I've then got this multipressor, which is another compressor, but it just compresses certain frequencies. So it's very similar to an EQ, but rather than removing it, it just compresses it. And that is sounding like this. This is your number one station, playing all of your favourite music. Again, it's quite subtle, but it's just compressing here between the 200 and 1 kilohertz. I've then got an exciter, which it has the same kind of effect as an EQ, but it's kind of adding artificial noise, and I've got it adding that at the top end. So I'll turn that on and let you hear what that sounds like. This is your #1 station, playing all of your favourite music. And without it, this is your #1 station, playing all. So you can hear it really brightens it up. I will move this around so you can hear what it sounds like when it's affecting other frequencies. This is your #1 station, playing all of your favourite music. So yeah, you can hear what it's doing there. It just kind of adds this top end, or crispy, crunchy. It just makes it sound more intense and better, in my opinion. But when you've done that, it does bring in a bit of essing noises, which we don't like. So I've added this de-esser, which cuts out some of the S's. And that sounds like this. This is your #1 station, playing all of your favourite music. So now we're getting nice and big and full and fat. And the other thing I've got here is a bus compressor. So you set up a bus and add on another compressor. You can see the needle bumping around here because I've also got my my voiceover track going into there also. And with that turned off, it sounds like this. This is your #1 station. And with it on, this is your #1 station. So quite a big difference when you've got the bus compressor on. You don't have to set up a bus. You can literally just add another compressor, like so, and then you use the, where are we? You use the mix. So it's basically like the wet and dry instead. But if you've got it at 100% wet, and then you just, you can then send all of your tracks to the same one, if that makes any sense. But again, that's a whole nother topic about setting up bus compressors and setting up other bus effects. So you've got your voiceover sounding nice. If you're bringing it into some kind of jingle, you can then take things a little further. So there's two ways of doing this. I would just bounce this. So we're bouncing this track out. Now, you can see how the waveform has completely changed. It is quite big and squashed and fat in comparison to this one up here, which is not. So, why do we bounce it out? We were going to do that so we can now cut this up and drop it onto other tracks. I'm going to get rid of this. We don't need that one right now. So, this is your #1 station. And we're going to split it right there. Okay. We're going to bring in another track, another audio track there. We're going to drop this one onto the other audio track, and we're going to add another effect. Playing all of your favourite music. That's better. So, this is your #1 station, playing all of your favourite music. So you can see how you can mess around. And if you just keep bouncing them out, then it saves the computer working so hard. Because I could just duplicate all of these settings here to another track. For example, I can just click this button and now I've got another track here that's got exactly the same. But that's just going to make your computer work harder. And it just makes things longer. It's easier just to bounce it and then just cut it up however you want, all of the effects applied there. However, the only downside of bouncing it out is that the effects are applied to it and you can't then go back later and change them. But if you're totally happy, bounce it and then you can cut it up, mess around with it, and it is much easier to work with. This is your #1 station, playing. So we could pop this over here. Could cut this. Play. Let's zoom it. Play. Let's try. I'm gonna just trim that up. Play. Let's see if splitting it there works, and we're going to go playing all of. And then we can go to transpose. Let's put that up to 6. 3. Playing all of your favourite music. This is your number 1 station. Playing all of your favourite music. And maybe you want to do some emphasis on music. So again, what we're going to do is split that. And we can bounce that, because then what bouncing that's done is it's going to apply the microphaser and the EQ. Not quite what I had in mind, but that's all right. We're just going to delete that. Music. And now what you can do is pop, say, what do you call them? A delay. We're going to go for a sample delay. Music. Which just widens it up. So, from the beginning, this is your number 1 station. Playing all of your favourite music. There you go, just a quick example anyway. So, right there, you can see how to process the vocal, making it nice and fat, and then how you can bounce it and put other tiny little effects on just to spice it up. I hope you've learned something, and if you haven't, never mind. Maybe come back to the next video and you might learn something else. Or not, whatever. Anyway, there you go, that wraps up, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, and I love you.